Hey everybody, this is Jeffrey Lyles and you are watching Lyles Movie Files. Joining me as always is the one and only Melvin Mooring. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to 2020.
Yeah.
How's your vision?
Welcome. Everything's good. How about you?
Good, man. It's an exciting year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we got some good movies.
Right.
First off, though, I definitely wanted to say a few words real quick about my favorite Laker of all time, Kobe Bryant, who tragically died in that helicopter crash along with 8 other people, and it was tough. So hopefully,
that one was.
It was like right up there with like a big Aaliyah.
That was like, I mean, it was that kind of shocker where it's like, nah, that didn't happen.
It's like, what?
Oh, that did happen.
It did.
Oh, there are multiple sources.
Yeah, because at first it was like, it's just these guys, and it's like,
we're trained by the same professor, so
exactly.
I can hear him,
like,
and I'm sure you hear Dr. Kagawa in the back of your head. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dr. Kagawa saying 3 sources, or it didn't happen.
It didn't count, right? And it was like, that's the 6th
and
source.
there were 7.
Yeah, it's like,
this is
true.
Okay, this is terrible. So, and then the 9 people.
It just sucked all around,
and a lot of teenagers. So
right.
It was just like a heart-wrenching thing to where I was like, I don't think I need to be on social media right now.
Yeah, I always think that's a pretty good policy in general. It's like, hey, you know what I don't need to do?
Right.
Be on social media. My life's so much better. Exactly. But this week is Super Bowl. We're recording this days before Super Bowl.
Correct.
And I am very excited. Hopefully I'll be very happy the next time when we do the show. If everything goes according to plan, I will be sitting here with a 49ers Super Bowl champion t-shirt. Or long sleeve shirt since it's still
winter. It's quite cold.
Yeah. And wearing that t-shirt would give me some funny looks and probably a cold and hopefully not a Corona. Sorry.
I mean, you can have a Corona.
Right.
But don't get the Corona.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. We've got a big 2020 preview. We're not running through every movie of this year because there's a million. Yeah. But I wanted to tackle some of the big ones that I thought are going to be pretty cool. Worth watching. People are excited. I'm not sure if you're excited about them, but I am with most of these films. So we're going to break a few down and see what happens here. See if I can get you hyped up for the ones you're not that excited about. And for everything else, we're just going to keep it rolling. All right. First off, now this is the one with the absolute most ridiculous title of 2020, hands down. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Gosh, that title's crazy. So it's Margot Robbie, and basically she's doing a team-up movie. She's doing a female Avengers beating Marvel Studios to the punch with something, with a movie featuring a predominantly female cast.
Yes.
And so that means she's going to have Journey Smollett Bell as Black Canary, right. Emily Winstead as Huntress, and Rosie Perez as the Question.
Wow.
Yeah, or Renee Montoya. We'll see what happens, how this movie goes.
Where's Oracle?
The trailers aren't really that convincing if you're a fan of the comic book series, which is so totally different from what we've got here in this. But it could be a surprise hit. The early reviews are, it's exciting. It's like John Wick meets Deadpool. We'll see. But for now, let's take a look at the trailer for Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
I'm so fucking over clowns.
that looks crazy, bananas, ridiculous, whatever else the kids are saying these days.
Right. I don't see a John Wick versus and what was the other one?
Deadpool.
Definitely don't see that, but I don't see a John Wick and Deadpool put together. I can't see how that's going to work if they continuously focus on the Margot Robbie version of Harley Quinn, which was an accurate version of Harley Quinn from the Batman animated series that she originated from, and the comics and the shows and the movies and everything else that this character's developed. Just, we were talking earlier, can I sit through? Yes, you can hold a movie for hours because some people did dig it. There were people looking for strong women role models, and then were disappointed by this because they weren't familiar with the Harley Quinn character, and to whom I say it's Harley Quinn. There's small doses. I don't think I can sit through 2 hours of that, especially when she's going to be the focus versus the Birds of Prey. If you had said Birds of Prey with Harley Quinn in it somehow, maybe, and did like a shorter preview of her,
I'd be all in it.
I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can see Deadpool, and wait, Deadpool is going to be funny too? Oh, okay. I can definitely see John Wick with the powerhouse of female DC comic characters that Birds of Prey consist of, especially the TV show that was very short-lived. UPN, Channel 20, whoever did that. Yeah, it was one season, I think it was.
Just one season.
That's so terrible. I thought it was okay.
Yeah. But that's the thing with DC. It's like they do this, oh, Marvel's got a character that's like this. We can do the same thing with Harley Quinn. And Deadpool is sort of over the top ridiculous. And I think Harley Quinn being a Gotham-based character.
Right.
Who's also a villain who hung out with Joker. Now they're on this whole, people like her, let's make her an anti-hero. It's like,
Yeah.
The charm for me with Harley Quinn was she was a bad guy.
Right.
Who didn't necessarily know she was a bad guy.
Right.
And just kind of followed Joker around. And people are, oh, Joker was abusive. And it's like, but he's a bad guy.
But that's what they do.
Bad guys
Right.
treat their girls terrible. I mean, that's just.
And it's the Joker, like probably the most
psychotic
person in the DC universe.
Yeah.
Think he's going to be a good boyfriend?
Probably not. And then we've got Black Mass as a villain in this movie, Ewan McGregor, and they're going to have Victor Zsasz as well as kind of the secondary villain. Zsasz is a really interesting secondary villain because he kills people and slashes marks on his body, keeping tabs of his body count. So I'm very curious to see how that character flows in this movie where you can't kill any of the Birds of Prey.
Right. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what they do. It's DC.
This one's coming up real soon, so we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, I'm not excited. Let me know how it turns out.
Now, speaking of excited, Crisis on Infinite Earths was on CW. You mentioned it earlier.
Yes.
We were excited about this. How did you think the final 2 parts wrapped up?
Final 2 parts? The final last one was great. That middle one was very like, okay, that's the lull of the whole, what they do, 5?
Yeah, they kind of got away from the comic, I thought.
Right.
They went so far away from, the comic had a really nice blueprint. If you just
follow that,
it's great.
You're fine.
And they went, well, we can't kill Supergirl, we can't kill Flash. We've already killed Arrow in the first episode.
I mean, they kind of killed Flash.
Yeah,
it was just a different Barry Allen.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I was like, I like how they did that.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah, that's true. And so it's kind of this thing of like, what can we do now to send it home? Let's have the fight with Spectre versus Anti-Monitor.
Yeah, which was anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was like, you guys are doing something, but what?
Right.
And it kind of felt like it played out better in the comic, which is weird because normally when you have a comic book, you kind of have to use your imagination to fill in the gaps between the panels and pages.
Yeah.
This one is like, you can just show it.
You have source material and you can just show it.
Just do it. And
they did. So, and then the end was good. I mean, the whole Ezra Miller's appearance in the DC universe, TV universe, or CW universe, excuse me, Arrowverse. Sorry. That was like unexpected and a happy surprise because we've always talked about continuity, the heck's going on. I guess they're in another universe, but we're using our imagination for that. And we don't really have to use our imagination for that. There he was. Yeah. And they're complimenting each other on their suits and all this stuff.
It was fun. It was exactly what that kind of scene should have been. Yeah.
And I heard that, I read and heard that the movie side reached out to the TV side, which shows what a concept, right? Yeah, too bad it hasn't been proven before.
Yeah, it's like, hey guys, you could have been doing this for so long. Yeah, it was just kind of like, okay, anyway. Right. But kind of mentioned that detour because Birds of Prey is another film where it's just kind of like, let's just throw some DC characters in a movie,
Yep.
throw it against the wall and hope it sticks.
Exactly.
And, you know, they're hoping this is going to be another breakout hit like Joker, maybe like Wonder Woman. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Not too optimistic.
I mean, it's not going to be Joker because that was an Oscar grab. We already know that.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know.
Not so much. So, all right, we've already talked about her. So let's go ahead and jump right in.
Move on to
Wonder Woman 1984.
Yes.
This is one that I think a lot of people have circled as their most anticipated film of not just the summer, but of 2020 as a whole.
Yes.
Gal Gadot's back.
I'm down.
She's got her magic lasso. She is literally swinging on lightning bolts.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
the
that
part that's
scene.
weird.
It's
But I like
crazy.
seeing it, but it's kind of like, what? Okay.
Dude, she can fly. She's got a magic lasso.
Yeah.
Why can't she go on lightning bolts? It was nuts.
It was just interesting to see. I was like, I don't remember that, but it's kind of cool. That's why I was like right in the middle.
And you watch the movie, it's like, okay. So this one is literally, like the title implies, going to be set in 1984. The first film took place in World War I, which is not the kind of typical ground we see in a comic book movie, or period film in general in comic book films. This is going to be in 84. And I feel like with a lot of 80s movies, it's, hey, look at how goofy the clothes were in the 80s. And check this out. Listen to this music. Oh, man, I remember that store. So hopefully they reel in the nostalgia buttons where it's just like,
Let's see.
look at
they're
the
not.
80s.
They're not. There's going to be people walking and just around randomly.
Oh, look,
like
here's
the
a
hair.
Walkman. Yeah.
Here's the hair.
Exactly.
Here's an old device that's this big,
Right.
a boombox of some
Look
sort.
at his block cell phone.
Right.
And
Oh
his
gosh.
Miami Vice
I wasn't even thinking
fashion.
about block cell phone. I was just thinking of the device that was used to listen to music that you carried on your shoulder
The boombox. Oh, absolutely.
versus your iPhone.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be really weird to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
If there's any one thing about it that I'm worried about, it's that.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about it. Now let's take a look at the trailer for Wonder Woman 1984.
My life hasn't been what you probably think it has. We all have our struggles.
Have you ever been in love?
A long, long time ago. You?
So many times. Yeah, all the time.
Welcome to the future. Life is good, but it can be better. And why shouldn't it be? All you need is to want it. Think about finally having everything you always wanted.
I can save today, but you can save the world.
Steve.
Diane. Now, I take what I want in return. Everyone will see. The world needs you. You know what you need to do.
Nothing good is born from lies. And greatness is not what you think.
It's all art. That's just a trash can.
It's just a trash can. Yeah.
All right, so Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah.
Looks
okay.
cool, right? I mean,
all right. I'm. The more I see the lightning scene, the more I'm like, all right, I'm down.
yeah, come on in with it. So Pedro Pascal, who I first got exposed to on Game of Thrones, but everything I've seen him in since, he's so good.
He's very good.
He's gonna play Maxwell Lord, and
I'm okay with
I'm
that.
excited about that because Maxwell Lord is one of my favorite characters from Justice
Really?
League in the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, Justice League International. He was my guy. And it looks like they're going to play him as a villain this time, but that's okay.
I mean, it's consistent.
Yeah. But Kristen Wiig is going to be Cheetah.
Which I'm still kind of like, let's see what happens. I don't think we need a comedic role, so she try to do her. What did she do?
She can do drama.
Yeah, but this isn't even drama. This is action adventure.
I mean, she did Ghostbusters, so that was sci-fi adventure comedy.
That was comedy, period. All Ghostbusters were comedy.
had a
Except for
little
maybe the new one
sci-fi
that's coming
action
out
to
that's
them.
not on our list, but we should never talk about.
Yeah, so like, I'm thinking she's got the physique, the height, the stature to stand up physically on screen with Gal Gadot and not look like, oh, you little wallflower. What are you doing?
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so that'll be fun to see that. Because I feel like, I mean, we haven't had a lot of comic book movies starring women in the first place. I guess in the modern era, we've only really seen Ghost fighting Wasp as a female versus female fight on the big screen. So,
and that's what I was thinking. Like, we didn't have, how many female villains?
Not
Classic
a lot.
ones.
Yeah.
Not ones that they can make up in Bond movies and whatnot, but I'm talking about classic ones. We haven't seen a lot of those on screen, have we?
I guess we've seen Gamora versus Nebula from
That doesn't
Guardians,
count.
but they kind of became
They're anti-hero-y.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about a villain, someone that's like whatever. Like,
so this will be
Thor
like the
Ragnarok,
first,
but then she didn't last long, which is kind of like.
Oh, she's a villain, and we don't know if she's dead. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So Hela, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Hela was great. And she was a really great villain. So hopefully Cheetah can achieve those heights and be a really strong villain.
We'll see.
Oh, come on, man. Where's your sense of optimism?
Not a Kristen Wiig fan.
Not a Kristen Wiig fan.
I can't see her in this context, but then again, I'm sure 9-year-old Melvin said that about Michael Keaton. So there you go.
Oh,
and Batman.
You probably didn't even know him from Mr. Mom, huh?
I definitely knew him from Mr.
Oh, okay,
Mom.
okay.
Dude, I was in the movies then.
Okay,
Trust
okay.
me.
All right.
I saw that. We saw that too. I forced my parents to see that.
So another film, you know, because we talk about these all the time. I know you love and adore every reboot that comes out. Got a new one, but I think this one is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a Fantasy Island remake put out by Blumhouse Productions. So Blumhouse does all the horror films.
Stuff, yeah.
So they're shifting the focus of Fantasy Island from this lovey-dovey, happy place where people make these big revelations about their lives and, oh, we're going to make a change thanks to Mr. Rourke and Tattoo. This one's going to be a horror movie. And oh man, of all kinds of reboots, I like this twist.
Okay.
They're going to turn things around in people's fantasies. If I wish I had her husband, I wish I had her job. That, and then have some consequences and repercussions. I like the premise. So Lucy Hale's like the biggest star in this film. She's great for these kind of films where you can have a semi-disposable, recognizable lead who, if we need to, we can kill her off and nobody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they killed her. So I'm looking forward to this one. Let's take a look now. Fantasy Island.
Congratulations to each of you on winning the contest. And welcome to Fantasy Island.
Life could be a dream.
A place where anything is possible. I'm Mr. Rourke, ambassador to your deepest desires.
Paradise up above.
We were all curious how this all works. It's got to be some sort of immersive experience.
Life could
I promise
be a dream.
you will not be disappointed.
Mr. Rourke tailors each fantasy specifically to the guest.
I want to see some action.
We want to have it all.
Change the moment that I regret most.
Revenge on a childhood bully.
Painfully unimaginative.
That place where anything and everything is possible.
Your life is about to change forever. I hope you're ready.
A variety of buttons for a variety of revenge. Let's have some fun. Oh my God. Stop! This is not what I meant.
I have 5 years of memories that I didn't have yesterday.
The island wants them all together.
I think this is someone else's fantasy.
The island ain't what you think it is.
We were brought here to be a part of something else. I hope you're ready.
There is an elevator. In the elevator, you press the button to the floor with no name. Behind those doors, there's a life you always dreamt of.
The plane. It's here. This weekend, you will be our guests. Here, anything and everything is possible.
No service. It's not everything is possible.
Good evening. I'm Mr. Rourke. Let me officially welcome you to Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island! I'm curious how this all works.
What if your fantasy involves a person from your life?
Holograms, like Tupac.
What if it's somebody who died?
Tupac.
So, what's your fantasy?
Revenge on a childhood bully.
Your life is about to change. I hope you're ready. That is a really good hologram.
There is only one fantasy per guest. And you must see your fantasy through.
It brought her back to life.
No matter what.
Oh my God. That's really her. Rourke, this is not what I meant.
What the hell is this place?
People die here.
The island's twisting what we asked for.
We weren't brought here to have our own fantasies.
I want it, I got it. I want it,
We were brought here to be a part of something else.
I got it. I want it, I got it.
I'm your friend.
I've always wanted to hear you say that.
What's your take on it?
No. You remember those, remember when people were making those YouTube videos of different types of trailers for the for other genres of movie, like let's take The Shining, but it was supposed to be like an inspirational thing. And they were, they were changing up the genre, kind of the way they pitch it. The genre pitch, I'll say it like that. And this is what it feels like. It was like Fantasy Island, but they changed it to a horror movie. You're like, what? It looked like what was it, Sleepless in Seattle. They changed that into a horror preview trailer one time. And if you haven't seen it, I'll send it. Okay. Whatever.
Please send it.
Yeah.
We'll post the link.
We'll post the link. It's hilarious. That's what this looks like. It's exactly what this looks like, and I am not a fan. I'm a fan of the trailer.
So
it's hilarious.
I've got a pen, and you're like, I'm not signing it.
Nope.
Not signing on.
Not gonna sign that one.
All right. I'm gonna find something you're excited about. Christopher Nolan is back. He's taking a little sabbatical. He's returned now with his new film. It's a big mystery, like most Christopher Nolan films. This one's called Tenet, and Denzel Washington's son, John David Washington, is the lead, and I'm excited. This is the first Christopher Nolan film that has a black guy as a lead. And Robert Pattinson, the future Batman, is going to be co-starring, which is kind of ironic. Nolan, Batman again. Right. And so, we got the regular cast of characters like Michael Caine. He's going to be in there as well. And Elizabeth Debicki, who is really good in like everything she does. She's going to be in this film too. And it looks like it's kind of playing with some elements of time travel.
Yes, which I'm a fan of, which I'm always going to be, like a mirror universe, time travel, quantum physics, that kind of stuff.
It looks crazy.
I was like, I'm already down.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this one and see if it flips your mind.
We all believe we'd run into the burning building. But until we feel that heat, we can never know. You do. You chose to die instead of giving up your colleagues. That test you passed? Not everybody does. Welcome to the afterlife.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
Nuclear holocaust.
No. Something worse.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet. It'll open the right doors, some of the wrong ones too.
You have to start looking at the world in a new way.
And try to understand it. Feel it.
What the hell happened here?
Hasn't happened yet.
So, you saw the trailer
Yeah.
now. Your mind sufficiently blown like
Oh, yeah.
it was
I was
back
already-
when
I
you
was
saw
down.
Inception?
Yeah,
that first
because
time?
this is what, trailer 2? Because I only saw trailer
Yeah.
1. I was like, ooh, what's this about?
Yeah.
Trailer 2 looks good. I wouldn't say except Inception. I would say, you know how the Matrix kind of advertised like this. I would say I'm interested in that way. Inception, I was kind of like, they kind of gave away a little bit of it, a lot of it, you know, for the trailers. This one, they're not giving away anything like they did with the
No,
Matrix.
it's a real
And
mystery.
this is really good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like, what's
so
happening?
I'm like,
What's going
I want
on?
to see what's happening. Yes.
Yeah.
Is
And
it a mirror universe? Is it time travel? Is
Yeah.
it both?
And it's got this real mystery
be both.
theme to it.
Right.
And as usual with a great Christopher Nolan film, the music is just like, boom,
Yeah.
boom. It's like, oh, I'm on.
Yeah. It's Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
there you go.
So I'm ready
I'm
for this
sold.
one. Yeah. Just like.
All the elements are there.
Yes. So that is definitely one of those films where I'm like, yep. I'm all for it.
Yep.
Now another one, maybe my 1A or 1B, if Tenet is my 1A.
Okay.
It's F9, The Fast Saga. This is the latest in the Fast and Furious. Vin Diesel's back. The Rock is not. So Vin said, you know what? I don't need you, Rock. I'm getting my own other wrestler. And he called up John Cena.
Right.
And John Cena is going to be showing up in this one now. He's joining the regular cast. Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese, Ludacris, Nathalie, Emmanuel, and Jordana Brewster.
I can't keep them back anymore because they keep switching.
So, Justin Lin's back. Justin Lin's the guy that directed so many of the epic
The good
films in
ones.
this saga. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I like the last one F. Gary Gray did.
Oh, that wasn't him? That wasn't him.
Yeah, it was F. Gary Gray who did that one.
That's not bad.
He brought our Italian job flair to it.
Right.
So this
That wasn't
time,
bad.
Justin Lin's back. Hopefully we've got another scene with the super long runway.
Yes.
That's going to be amazing.
Or crazy, super long iceberg.
Bus chase. Dude,
Yeah.
I am
That was a long sheet of ice.
Oh man, if they were Sharpies, permanent ink, I would be like all in
Yes.
for this movie.
I'm down.
Now, so far, we haven't gotten but a teaser trailer, but this teaser trailer has me excited because I don't really need anything else. It's a new Fast and Furious.
We already know it's Fast and Furious.
It's not Hobbs and Shaw foolishness.
Hey. That was great. If you knew what to expect, that was wonderful.
It was ridiculous. Let's take a look at this teaser trailer for F9.
If we do this, we risk everything.
All right, so we know nothing. I mean, we know something's coming for Dom and his family, and they've got the little Paulie. He's got his hair going now.
Right.
He's like, hey, Daddy, I know how to run a car too. And, you know, it's like, man, we're going to have Fast and Furious 25 50, where Dom's kid is like running around leading his own familia.
Right.
And Vin Diesel's gonna be walking around in a cage.
Exactly.
My family, and it's gonna be great. But this one, Justin Lin, the whole crew, I don't know if Cena's gonna be a good guy, he's gonna be a bad guy.
Who knows?
It doesn't really matter.
They always switch him out anyway. So
Yeah, they don't really have that Paul Walker character
Yeah.
with this crew now. So maybe he just joins up.
Maybe.
And he's a Superman like Rock, so maybe they get the best of both worlds. Because I'm so ready for this.
Still waiting for the kid from 3, from Tokyo Drift.
He had a cameo.
Yeah, barely.
Come on, man.
I want him to be part of the team.
He's not part of the team. He's an outcast. We're going to see little Bow Wow before we see him back with the team.
Heaven forbid.
Heaven forbid. Please don't make that happen. Because, yeah.
We don't need that.
All right, so Disney is back at it once again. They are slicing and dicing another of their animated films, and they are making it to a live action production. But this time they're not messing around because they're like, look, we've got this character, we can do some cool martial arts stuff, maybe a little Matrix, maybe a little John Wick here.
We'll see.
On a PG scale, of course.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's the part that I'm kind of like, oh.
So we've got Mulan, and this is a big kind of, hey, we're going to break another ceiling here. We're going to have we're going to have a minority lead for one of our live action films.
Yeah,
they did it with
boxes.
They did it with
They're
Aladdin.
checking 2 boxes.
Yes, we've got a female minority
lead.
Yes, and
It was
I like
Mulan.
Mulan, and Mulan should.
The story's great.
Yeah, it should be one of those that plays out pretty well for a live action film.
Yeah, I have to actually see this one. I'm not down with these.
All right.
This one I was like, oh.
Oh, you got the bin for you. All right, let's take a look at the trailer for Mulan.
Close the gates! 6 of our northern cities have fallen in a coordinated attack. Their leader fights alongside a witch. Crush these murderers, Your Majesty.
Every family must contribute 1 man to fight.
You're a war hero. You've already made many great sacrifices.
My father cannot fight, so I will take his place.
The northern invaders will kill her.
If I expose her, our own people will kill her. When we take the Imperial City, I will take revenge. For my father!
What is your name, soldier?
Hua Jun, Commander, son of Hua Zhou.
You will now take the oath of the warrior.
Loyal! Brave! True!
Release!
You will die pretending to be something you're not.
Yet here I stand, proof that there is a place for people like us.
A girl threatens our plans.
A warrior.
All right, so it looks good, man.
It really looks cool.
I kind of got a hero vibe from it too. I'm feeling this one.
Maybe that's why I like it too, but then it's like, it's different than that. Like a lot different than that.
Right, the story's very
I'm like,
complex
I need
for a
that story.
Disney film. Yeah.
It's perfect. So I was like, but then, they're not going to be chopping heads.
No, they're definitely not. Hopefully, gosh, I mean, a lot of
it's
the-
Disney.
Yeah,
so,
no heads chopping. Heads will not be rolling with this Disney production. Not even in the Alice in Wonderland one. We kept all the heads firmly intact. So this one should be fun. This is gonna be like Lion King, where it's like, this is weird that the animals are talking.
Yeah.
And, we've got people.
But Mulan didn't have. It wasn't like it's not Lion King
we've
where it's
got
like that's
people
it.
who are in the lead,
Right.
and those translate a lot better than the ones where they got a Bambi one coming. They did Dumbo, and it's like, oh, stop.
Did Dumbo do well? Yeah,
No.
I think it did.
No,
it didn't.
it did not.
Oh, good. 'Cause,
Yeah.
well, then why are they doing a Bambi?
They're hoping that people like deer a little bit more than they do elephants with big ears that fly.
Okay,
I don't know.
guys. At this point, you might as well just redo Benji, whoever did that. I don't think that was Disney.
Well, I mean, you know, Benji wasn't talking and dancing around with big animated eyes.
If they're gonna do, you know what I mean, like the live action thing with the animals, just do Benji the Hunted, Benji 12. Benji took us through the 80s.
Yeah, man. But Benji was classic.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. So
you don't want them to reboot it?
Can they improve on Benji though?
No, not really.
I feel like no.
How?
You got a cute dog. There's nothing you can do to fix that.
Let's not talk about this because somebody will see this and be like, you know what?
That's a great idea. Let's have a meeting. No. Let's get your pitches together. Benji, let's make it happen, people. It's going to be your fault.
It will be my fault.
100%.
I want royalties at least, though.
Yeah. All right, Hollywood, pay attention. All right, so Daniel Craig was like, nope, I am done with this franchise and want no parts of it anymore. And then they were like, hold on, let's add a couple more zeros. Daniel Craig said, you know what? I think I can be down for another installment of these James Bond films.
Yes.
But he's got no time for fake ones, and he's got no time to die, the title of this new one. I like it. It sounds like a James Bond movie title.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these others have gotten a little Quantum of Solace.
That one where I was like, okay, guys.
This one even has a bad name. So there's no hope for this one.
No, it did. Yeah, that's what I was like. Quantum of Solace it had a mediocre name for a very mediocre movie.
Absolutely. and it lived up to its title.
Exactly.
This one sounds like, oh, okay. Now you're all in the James Bond lane.
Yes.
The cast seems pretty good. We've got a good bad guy because it's our boy, Mr. Robot.
Yes.
Rami Malek.
Yeah, so I'm like, is he gonna do tech stuff? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, he's got this Phantom of the Opera style mask on. He looks creepy. It's like, yes, we've got a real Bond villain, a real Bond title, and Bond isn't even 007. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Yeah, let's look at this trailer, man. This is
for No Time to Die. All right, Lashana Lynch is the new 007. So when it starts, and clearly she's going to die at some point in the movie, so Bond can get his status back.
Exactly.
But she's going to start off kind of like his rival. I like that because it's like, hey, the world keeps moving without you, James.
Right.
It's not always about you.
It's not about you.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. They've got all kinds of cool stuff happening with this one.
I was excited about Spectre, though.
Well, they're going to have Christoph Waltz in this movie.
But you know what I mean. I got disappointed by Spectre. It kind of was just like, this could have been a TV show, an hour.
You know what the problem with that one
network
was?
Show.
It was the one Daniel Craig film that was a throwback to the Connery era Bond films. And for people who got used to the Craig grounded realism, it was like, what is this? This is hokey and crazy. It was like, no, this is everything that was the old throwback Bond films.
But when you have Daniel Craig, and just like with all the other actors, you were promised a certain style of Bond movies. You can take it back to Die Another Day, and I'm just like, yeah, that's the kind of Bond movie we're in for. You know what I mean? It still was consistent with the other ones.
That was the Pierce Brosnan tribute to the whole anniversary of Bond, so they had to do that.
They had to do that, but it's still Pierce Brosnan. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, fine. But with Daniel Craig, I was like, why are they? It was more classic, and I was like, that's cool and all, but I expected a certain Daniel Craig-ish.
I feel like he's coming back here
so hopefully
because this is going to break his tie.
Yeah.
He's like 2-2 for his Bond films. We had Casino Royale,
Can't top
Skyfall. Some people consider the best of the Bond films. We had Quantum of Solace.
I think Casino Royale was probably the best of the Bond films.
Well,
do you think Skyfall?
He's
Figured.
My favorite is GoldenEye because it covers everything that I want in a Bond movie.
GoldenEye is pretty classic, yeah.
Best villain, I'll say it, 006 is the best villain in the Bond series.
Period.
You got Sean Bean. For London James, no Alex for me. I mean, it's like awesome. They've got an actual plot that makes sense. We're going to use the EMP to wipe out stuff. But hey, that's not too ridiculous.
That's not ridiculous at all.
Yeah, that makes sense even today.
Right now.
Yeah, and we've got him. We've got a cool femme fatale and Famke Johnson.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm going to kill you with squeezing you with my legs. That was like a crazy gimmick.
I remember that.
Yes. Then we had the Russian computer whiz who wasn't like, come on, Denise Richards.
Wasn't like super,
Yeah, she's not a nuclear physicist.
Right.
Stop it. It's totally believable.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, man.
I forgot about that Denise Richards situation.
My brother, he always says that the world is not enough. If they just switched the 2 female leads, it would have been perfect.
It would have been, and you know what? That is on point.
Yeah. If you just digitally, there you go. Yep.
There we go.
It would be perfect because I could buy Sophie Marceau as the nuclear physicist, and I could buy Denise Richards as the spoiled, pampered princess who gets caught up with these terrorists and decides,
I feel like they decided to switch it at the last minute or something.
Just be like, maybe we can.
You know what?
Yeah, but then they were like, Denise Richards isn't good enough to be the main villain, so it's all right.
No,
we'll work around it. But this one looks like it's gonna be good.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, man. So of all these films we run through right now, which one are you most excited about to see in 2020?
Most? Tenet.
Tenet. All right. Which one are you least excited about seeing?
It's easy. The Harley Quinn movie.
The Harley Quinn film.
Excuse me. The Birds of Prey movie that they're trying to get the Birds of Prey fans to go see, but it's really a Harley Quinn movie.
It really is. The commercials are doing a terrible job of making it seem like it's about anybody besides Harley Quinn.
And I'm good.
And you're
small doses.
Yeah. I kind of feel like that. So I'm feeling like Wonder Woman's right in the mix for me. I'm really excited about that because this is the first DC Films movie that had a hit that people were really excited about.
Yes, finally. Yes.
So it's going to be a thing of, well, can you guys deliver?
Real hero,
yeah,
and hopefully a real good villain or a couple of villains.
Now I have a question for you. Do you want to see another DC hero pop up in this one, like a cameo from anybody?
Why not? But like, the age on it would be what?
84. Well, see, I got an idea for you.
I do have a couple of
ideas. We've got Maxwell Lord. We could throw in Rocket Red.
Sure.
Because those are the Russian answers to the superheroes over on the West, and they could put a clunky suit and it would be so perfectly fitting for the 80s. And like, hello, Dimitri. And it's like, that could work. Then there's just other characters they could just kind of throw in.
But they're kind of doing that in probably the next movie you're about to talk about.
Which one would that be?
Black Widow.
Black Widow. So, Scarlett Johansson. Is it a little too early, too late to... I feel like the window's open. All right. Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow character didn't, spoiler, make it through the end of Avengers Endgame, which means this is going to be a long, extended flashback.
Yes.
I don't know who's going to be telling this story. If it's just going to be hey, we stumble onto a journal from Natasha. This is what happened. But we're going to look at her early days before she joins up with Nick Fury, before she becomes an Avenger, maybe even before Budapest with Hawkeye.
Yes.
So, but it looks like it's going to be a crazy Marvel Studios film all over again.
Sure.
We've got crazy action, crazy cast. I mean, the cast is
pretty on point.
Whoa. Yeah. It's great. The special effects look good. Taskmaster, one of the better Marvel villains, is going to show up, and it looks nuts. Let's take a look at the trailer and see what you think about Black Widow.
You don't know everything about me. The Avengers weren't my first family. At some point, we all have to choose between what the world wants you to be and who you are.
All right, so what you got?
I'm down.
You're down.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I'm expecting a handoff of Black Widows like in the comics. More, well, you know what I mean. Not a literal handoff, but you know what I mean. Like in the comics.
This is the really interesting part of Marvel Studios, like through their entire run since 2008. This is the most intriguing part of it for me because they stuck the landing with Avengers. Like everything that they built up from the first Iron Man to Endgame, it worked. Now it's, all right, so what are you going to do next?
Right.
And this, what are you going to do next, is starting off with a look back at a character who's no longer moving forward.
Right.
And the thought here is, well, does this begin this whole new era where we've got a new Captain America, we've got a new Hawkeye coming, we've got a new Black Widow possibly coming too.
Yes.
We've got a new Thor. It's going to be this whole new generation of characters like Marvel's done with their comic books.
Exactly. And Spider-Man's sticking around.
Will people react? You know, how will people respond to that? Will they be like, yeah, cool? Or will they be like the comic book fans? This is the worst thing ever. Thor's a dude. Why is he a woman?
They might do both.
It'll be
both.
Likely they'll do both. But where are you with that? Are you excited? We've got Black Widow. We've got Eternals coming.
Yes.
And these are not, I mean, you know, from the Avengers films, people have grown to love and care about Black Widow, but the Eternals are like, who?
Well, they said that about Guardians too. We could have had the whole thing without Guardians, but then they had to include Guardians because they were like, let's just try this out.
Yeah.
And after the Talking Raccoon, they were like, we can do anything.
We can do anything.
We can literally do anything.
But I feel like everybody who's really into comic books is like, yeah, great, Eternals, fine. What's up with the X-Men? What's up with the Fantastic Four?
Well, sure. I can be patient on that. You know why? We've had enough of the bad ones, especially Fantastic Four, to where we could probably use a break.
You can take a break, wait for them to get it right.
Totally take a break till phase 5.
Okay. Well, I think that's what their plan is, because they've got all these movies and TV shows on Disney Plus that they're incorporating, weaving together to tell this phase 4 story, which is so up in the air in terms of what's going to happen, because I mean, right from the phase 1, it was like, oh shoot, eventually they're going to fight Thanos.
This whole thing. Yeah.
Now it's like, who's going to come up now? And we've got Black Widow.
Got plenty.
Yeah. And they can't really tease the main villain in Black Widow. We can't really tease, maybe they'll tease the next villain in Eternals.
I would hope they would tease the next team. You know what I mean? Like, okay, and then old girl's telling the story about Natasha and how they were frenemies. And
we'll see.
Then she's like, you're the new Black Widow. And then like everybody comes out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hawkeye, Falcon.
Yeah,
Bucky,
Spider-Man, all that,
Well, we got to use our Spider-Man appearances judiciously.
Oh, apparently, yeah. I thought they ironed out that deal.
They have,
better.
But I think he has like 2.
No, even better than that.
Oh, okay.
I thought they ironed that out. I have to do some research.
They just got to throw a few more dollars in. Either way, we got to use him for the next crossover.
Yes.
Presumably with the X-Men and Fantastic Four involved.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, because we've got that Marvel Studios continuation of Far From Home.
Yep.
But then we've got him for another crossover. At least one more
crossover. Yes.
Yeah. So we need to do it right. All right. That's it for me. That's it for the preview. It's your special time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What do we got for your minute? For your minute.
I don't really have anything for a minute that's not complaining about other actors or certain directors. Writers and directors.
Which writer and director would you be referring to?
Well, I mean, writer, I'll use the term loosely because he doesn't really write things well. Mr. Tyler Perry, who owns a very large studio and has a great deal of money but can't afford wigs and don't have time for that stuff, or, I watched Fall from Grace and was like, yeah, this is pretty bad. At the behest of someone to watch this movie, I use somebody else's Netflix account so it doesn't show up on mine and messes up my algorithms, just like I did with Acrimony and Temptation or whatever. Yeah, it was just like, he's gotten progressively worse. I mean, some of us have called this a long time ago. Now everybody else, it's kind of fun to see everybody else's eyes who were somewhat fans, like
who are being unplugged.
Who were like, wow, I see what everybody's been saying now. I'm like, yes.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I've gone from this man must be stopped to, I know there are certain people, certain black people, African Americans, who are still desperate for that black face on television. So they will watch this stuff because we gotta support it because it's black. I'm like, that's wonderful. But we forget about the 90s where we had so much of a variety of movies then before any other time. 70s, sure. The 90s was just, here's a variety of different movies that we can be in and star in and be leads in and write and direct and everything else. I can rattle off a name of directors, right? And we grew from that. There was a lull, and I feel like Tyler Perry took advantage of that lull, and now we're back, and people are like, well, we've seen Moonlight, we've seen Black Panther, but you know what I mean? We've seen Creed, and I'm like, so many, and I'm like, you can't afford wigs? Why did he even put a wig on his head anyway? He's always bald in everything he's in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that was a good question, though.
It's strange.
Yeah.
So I just
This man must be stopped.
No, I'm still on the This Man Must Be Stopped, but I've toned it down a little bit because I know people still want to see,
This
want
man
to
must be
support.
muted.
So I don't think about muted because he's doing a lot of great things with his money that he got from creating minstrel shows. And if you look up the definition of minstrel shows, and then compare it to Tyler Perry, you'll be like, oh, he is using tropes that, to make money off of. He is using this trope and then making a comedy so that other non-people of color will always laugh at and not with. I'm like, yeah, that's the definition of a minstrel show, and it's not good.
Yeah.
So that's my more than minute. So yeah, I'm kind of on the This Man Must Be Stopped, but I do understand that people are still
you understand
desperate.
what's coming on. All right.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, that wraps up our first show for 2020. We'll be back real soon, hopefully, with a Niners t-shirt, Super Bowl champs. So thank you all out there for watching. Thank you, as always. This episode of Lyles Movie Files has been filed.